The following program is an OCAmedia community-produced episode of Oregon Life. We would like to thank our sponsors, the Oregon Brooklyn Optimist Club and the Oregon Freemasons. We are proud to have you as our sponsors.
Well, you get involved at a TV station when you're 16. There's insurance reasons, guys. That's some things that we don't do. You can do a lot of jobs at a radio station and a TV station behind the scenes and involved. But to be on air, you represent our brand. If it's the NFL, they always go, don't ruin the shield. It's the shield, it's a logo. We can't do anything wrong to mess it up. You can't mess up our brand. WMTV 15 News means a lot to a lot of viewers. And if Gabriella starts doing stories that we find out as a viewer aren't truthful, misrepresented, I will never watch her again because I don't trust her. When someone breaks the trust, I won't watch. So you could be the most trustworthy person in the world and everyone knows it. But to a viewer, they're going to pass judgment, just like adults pass judgment on you guys all the time. You're too young. You don't know what you want. You're just a kid. No, I'm focused. I know what I want. Your actions will speak louder than what my impression of you is. So when you get into a station, a radio station or a TV station, work hard, act like you want to be there, and good things will always happen. You will get those opportunities. And that's when you hear about stories of someone saying, can you believe it? At WMTV in Madison, Wisconsin, they have a high school senior that's actually on air doing a podcast. First one in the state of Wisconsin. Could be you. If you have the right attitude and you have the right work ethic, anything's possible. So don't ever give up on your dream. And no matter what you do, have passion.
Recommend for people trying to get into the sort of swing of things when it comes to getting into newscasts?
Yeah, so I think, doing what you guys are doing here today and being in a newsroom is where you're going to get the most experience. I went to Syracuse University, which has a really good broadcast and digital journalism program, but everything I learned was in the student TV that wasn't in the classroom, or it was in my internships, or it was here, learning and asking and wanting to know how things worked. So I think my advice is, don't be afraid to ask. And I've had actually a high school senior, his name's Sam. 2 years ago, I was doing a story at Madison Memorial High School. He came up to me, he said, I want to be a reporter one day. I said, okay, that's great. Gave him my card, he reached out. That summer, I gave him a tour of the newsroom, and now he's one of our associate producers. And so don't be afraid. He came right up to me and asked me that he wanted to do this, and we were able to help him out, and he's been great. And he's actually been going out and doing his own stories lately.
Yeah, he's a rock star.
And he's only a sophomore at UW-Madison. So you're only ever going to be told no, and that's not the worst thing. So I think don't be afraid to ask for opportunities, and same goes when you get the job. If you want to do something, ask a manager, hey, I'd like to cover this story, I'd like to do this. Because you'll never know unless you ask. And journalism is all about asking questions. So that's my advice, yeah.
Building under cloudy skies, we have reached 30 degrees.
Back here, there's no people running the cameras. It's all run backstage, and it's all in a different room.
I think that, local news is still extremely important, like it's always going to be there. It's always going to be a thing that people want. I mean, people wake up with our morning anchors every single day. It's part of their routine. So there's a balance, then it leads into the national news. We have the Today Show. There's a balance with it, but it's definitely always going to be important. And we've just grown more. We've gotten more news over the years, more hours of news throughout the day just because people want more of it.
Is there anybody in choral or band or anything? Okay, so did you just, what happens if I want to do what you do? I don't know how to sing or play an instrument. How would that work out for me? A little rough, right? Her job, she's being really nice about it. There are people fall into jobs that they didn't know about. Okay? She studied really hard for her job. So to be an on-air reporter or anchor, journalist, that doesn't just happen. You actually have to train for it. Now, a great example was UW. Their program is not what it used to be. In fact, they don't really have a broadcast. But if you're really good at English, really good writer, can speak well, get into some kind of communications, then you're really only lacking the ups, we call it, right? The opportunities to do this, like you're doing right now. And it's like, well, how do you read off a teleprompter? It doesn't just happen. You have to practice that. So we do get a lot of people, right, that are in here that really have what's like the right aptitude, but they just don't have the skill yet. So what do? These guys will be like, oh, you should be a producer. For those of you in the booth, Abby, the young lady, that's Abby. Abby could be an aspiring journalist. She wants to be on air, but she's just not ready yet. So she's doing that job to learn the business, and then she would be working on her skill. How does that work?
Abby actually thought she wanted to be on air, and then she was an associate producer for us and realized she really liked the behind-the-scenes stuff. And so that's where she decided to stay. So until you get it, and that's with any job, that's not just broadcast, until you start a job, you're not going to know if you like it or not, and you're not going to know if you want to do it for the rest of your life. So, yeah.
But what you're doing right now, you can do that, you can do this. You can do this right now, right? And podcast. So the gift of gab. Do stuff that gets you practicing communicating and talking. You just said you did it with your brother. That's how you find out. It's like, but there's a skill behind it. How to write, how to tease, how to ask, how to be curious. All those things are important. But if you don't have the opportunity, just know that no one is coming to give you these opportunities. You have to take it and learn. So if I want to be a better basketball player, a better golfer, a better student, I don't just go to bed and pray that it happens. I have to study more. So I have to do things, okay, to make myself better. So for you and your generation, it's called content. So podcasting is huge right now. Do your own podcast. Oh, you mean those YouTubers? Have you ever seen a YouTuber's first YouTube hit? And then look at the one when they're at number 2,000? Oh, they're so good. They're so smooth because they practice every day. So do it on your own. Stand in front of a mirror, holding your mic.